Is the pimping superior to the high value man? Most definitely. How, might you ask? How, Freeze? How is the pimping superior to the high value man? I mean, the high value man is the high value man. Well, let's talk about it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
Now granted, the high value man is the high value man, but the pimping is still the pimping. Now, when you look at the characteristics of a high value man, these are some great things to have on your resume, right? But there are some things that aren't so easily quantifiable that make you a valuable man, or a highly valuable man, if you will. Now, what is a high value man? Let's talk about that first. The person who popularized the term high value man is Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to that man. Now, Kevin Samuels himself let it be known that he didn't come up with the terminology high value man, but he did popularize the term. So, for a better understanding of what a high value man is, let's let Kevin break that thing down for us.
Number one, in order to be a high value man, it starts with money. Again, like it or not, I didn't put the six-figure thing out there. It's been with us since the mid 80s, and like it or not, that's where this whole thing starts. Number two, that money needs to be made over a length of time, i.e. performance. And that's roughly about 5 years. And about the 3-year mark, you're kind of starting to scratch the surface. Number three is group acceptance. Like it or not, guys, high value man is like a fraternity. It's like a club, a secret society, a network. You have to have a network of other high value men and others. After the network, we got to have the visibility. Guys, your income and your position has to be LinkedIn level. And the sixth part is probably my favorite part, guys. A high value man is useful to others and the group.
Now, I must say, that was a beautiful breakdown by Kev. Once again, shout out to Kevin Samuels and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. But see, there's one thing about that breakdown that's missing, right? Because just like he described, with certain things missing out of those 6 characteristics that describe a high value man, how that might cause somebody to side eye you. Another thing that'll cause somebody to side eye you is a lack of charisma. See, because unlike computers or unlike machines or items or products, people require charisma in order to function, in order to have cooperation and move in harmony. You got to have charisma. Now, a high value man, technically on paper, could have all of those things about him, all 6 of those characteristics. But if that person has a terrible personality and they lack charisma, their people skills are trash, they're not going to go very far, right? And it is possible. I know what you're saying, Freeze, how would they get so far if they didn't have people skills? It is possible for somebody to have those 6 characteristics about themselves, or those 6 qualities, and not have the best charisma. And this is one thing that makes the pimping superior to the high value man, because the pimping very well could have all of those 6 qualities about himself, but to be honest with you, a lot of P's won't have all 6 of those. Some P's may have a few of those or most of those, but the one thing that's gonna balance it out and maybe even tip the scale is that charisma, right? And see, that's the beautiful thing about the P. This is the ultimate thing that makes the P superior to the high value man, is the fact that a P could send a gamed up, beautiful aesthetic, beautiful minded woman at a high value man, and she can conquer this high value man. She can devour this high value man. She can have her way with this high value man. She can break on this high value man's finances, right? And come and give it all to the pimping. Break on him and then break herself to the pimping, right? So this is one thing that just makes the pimpin' superior. The king of the jungle, the lion, the top of the totem pole, because we have the power to send young ladies who can conquer guys like this. Because again, a quote unquote high value man may have all 6 of those qualities, but at the end of the day still be a trick and get broke on and get conquered and devoured by a 304 that's under the tutelage and instructions and guidance of the pimpin', right? And you would be surprised, you would be amazed at some of the things that young ladies are able to do, how some young ladies are able to have their way with these high value men, right? And I know what you're saying, but Freeze, Andrew Tate said, you know, a high value man, he has the ability to say no to a lady's lady parts. He has the ability to say no in the bedroom. And that may be true, right? But here's the thing. You may not be everybody's client, but you still a client, right? If you go to a car lot to buy a car, you might not go to every car lot and buy every car, but you're going to go to a car lot and buy a car. You might not go to every restaurant and eat everybody's food, but you're still gonna go to a restaurant. So on and so on and so on. So with that being said, you might be able to say no to this one, but you're not gonna say no to that one. And you're gonna pay to play. You might not pay this one, but you're gonna pay that one. You're gonna pay somebody, right? Because that's another thing that separates and distinguishes the pimpin' from the high value man. A high value man has a lot of confidence in their financial position, right? That's where a lot of their self-esteem, so to speak, and sense of self-importance comes from, is the fact that they're so financially secure. So with that being the case, a lot of them gonna talk with their money, right? And this is why you see a lot of high value men falling, because they don't talk with their money in the right way. They talk with their money to young ladies who you shouldn't talk to with money. You really should talk to with charisma and personality and character, right? But they utilize the money to speak for them in ways to have their way with people, right? And a lot of these quote unquote high value men, music moguls, executives, entrepreneurs, entertainers, so on and so forth, right? You see a lot of them getting locked up, getting cases put on them, right? Due to all kinds of misconduct allegations against people. And a lot of times it's because even though they may have all 6 of those characteristics and qualities that Kev described, you know, they don't have any charisma and they don't apply wisdom, right? So they put themselves in these situations, and, you know, again, they talk with their money to people and in situations where it's not suitable, right? See, if you're gonna talk with your money, talk to a 304 with your money. Somebody who's a professional, somebody whose profession it is to have a conversation with money with a high value man, right? But they try to do it with the wrong individuals who the incentive is not necessarily money, right? They use the money and the status to have their way with people, and then they get taken advantage of in the long run, or, you know, they get allegations put on them in the long run, you know, but it's best to just deal with a 304, right? And that saves you a lot of trouble as a high value man. But dealing with this professional 304 is saving you a lot of trouble. Whose guidance and instructions is she under? The pimpin'. In most cases, ideally, you want to deal with a 304 that's under the instructions and guidance of the pimpin', right? So, you know, and then not just that, not only does the pimpin' have the power to send a young lady to conquer and devour a high value man, but the pimpin' himself is a master when it comes to charisma. So the pimpin' might not have, you know, all of those, you know, 6 qualities about himself that Kev described a high value man to have, but because his charisma, because his game, because his wisdom, because his observation, he's able to observe things because he has different points of reference and different experiences that a lot of high value men don't have. Because you got pimps that can move around in the corporate world, the political world, and apply things that they learned in the street world, right? That a lot of high value men don't have that kind of experience, right? So this is another thing that makes the pimp superior, right? But I just wanted to share those few things with you, and there are a lot of other things, and I may break it down in a future video, but for now, let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby,